Coronary artery disease, as you all know, is the primary cause of death worldwide. Just out of courtesy, I'm going to throw some definition. As you might all know, the femoral artery has been the preferred vascular access site for coronary angiography. However, radial artery access is gaining popularity rapidly due to the benefits of earlier ambulation, fewer access site complications, and minimized chance of bleeding. In 2018, Kiminich and his colleagues reported a success rate of 89% of using the distal radial artery. Therefore, it might be the future for cardiovascular intervention. There are two sites at which the radial pulse can be found, either the anatomic snuff box or the first intermetacarpal space. I heard about this technique and my curiosity was ignited immediately. I've done some reading and I knew I had to explore the potential that this procedure holds, but of course, backed my own data. So we conducted this prospective study at Beirut Cardiac Institute, comparing the two arms, the radial and the distal radial techniques, in terms of inpatient recovery time, complication rate, and success rate. It was a prospective study, over 100 patients who presented to Beirut Cardiac Institute from June to September 2021. The patients were randomly assigned to the standard radial approach or the distal radial approach. Approval was obtained for sure from the IRB committee and the consent was obtained from patients. The included patients are all adults patients who underwent coronary procedure through either radial or distal radial artery approach, but those who underwent other coronary procedures like cerebral angiography or carotid angiography are excluded from this study. The primary endpoint of our study was to assess the success rate of the distal radial approach compared to the standard transradial approach. The secondary endpoints are to compare their pain level, the number of attempts, and the hospitalization recovery time. So what about results? As you can see here, in total, data from 100 patients were included in the study. The mean age was about 61.6 years. Overall, 38% were females and 62% were males. The indication of the procedure mostly was the unstable angina, but we have 3 cases of ST segment elevation MI who presented to the BCI, and we go for coronary angiography through the distal radial approach. So 50 patients were treated using the standard radial approach and 50 were treated using the distal radial one, with failing attempts in 10 and 14% of the procedure respectively, with a non-significant p-value. Females had 3.87 higher odds of failure with a significant p-value in both proximal and distal groups, and by consequence, higher odds of requiring sedation other than males. Furthermore, the second cannulation was attempted in 20% and 24% of patients in the distal and in the radial and the distal radial approach respectively. However, the difference was statistically non-significant. 14% of the patients from both groups experienced severe pain often. Concerning the time for discharge, 3 hours after the procedure, 62% of the patients who underwent the distal intervention were discharged home, compared to none for the proximal intervention. Subsequently, different studies described highly successful rates ranging between 88 and 99.5%. Such results are similar to those observed in our study with a success rate of 86%. So as a conclusion, the distal radial artery cannulation is an efficient and reliable intervention to approach patients with various acute and chronic heart conditions. It appears to be promisingly safe And for sure, further larger randomized trials are still needed to back the current outcome. And this is our paper published in the Journal of Cardiology and Cardiovascular Medicine on April 7, 2022. And I hope by this point, you are able to share my excitement and enthusiasm for this finding. I do like note a special mention for the team who trusted and supported me and my patients throughout the process. And finally, I thank you for your undivided attention and time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a very nice presentation.
You're welcome.
Any questions, please?